In this video, we will cover how to manage a list or how to make personal assignments to an employee on the iPad. Online in the Jolt web portal, when lists are set up, they are given role assignments so that only people who have the appropriate role will see the list when they're logged in. But what if you want to take that list and then give personal assignments to specific employees even within those roles? Well, here on the iPad, if we come to the list section and change the mode up here from to do to manage, then we can do exactly that. Now, notice that the Tuesday cleaning list disappeared when I went to manage. If I go back to do, it's there. That's because Michael has the admin role, and admins are assigned to do the cleaning list, so they are assigned this list, but they do not have manage checked off, and that's why it disappears. So if you're not seeing the list that you want to manage, it's probably because you're logged in with a role that hasn't been assigned to manage that list online. So now that I'm here in manage, I'll come to the opening list and I'll select an employee up here where it says assign to. Let's go ahead and choose Chris. And then I can click this little gray box where it says unassigned. And I'll assign Chris these 3 items. Now, once these items are assigned to Chris, only Chris can do it when he's logged in, or otherwise an admin has to log in, come to manage, and override that. So I can come back home here, and Chris sees he has 3 items assigned to him, and they were due an hour and 11 minutes ago. That's why it's red, because it's late. So this assign time here will always show either the time things were overdue or the next time any of these assignments are going to be due, and it will be in green if they're not yet late. So Chris can click on his name, log in, and come to the list section. And if he doesn't see the assigned items right away because they're maybe on a different list, he can simply switch the mode here from to do all to do mine. So this will be his assignments. And once he switches that, now he only sees his assignments and he can come take care of them. So let's say he completes these 2. If we come back home, now Chris is going to see that he only has 1 assigned item left. So that'll be an active change for him. Great, now that we've covered how to make a basic assignment, a couple more specifics here. Let's switch back to Michael, who manages the list. And if Michael comes back to manage and goes to select an employee, notice that there's only 4 people he can select from, but we have a lot more employees than that. That's because only these 4 people have a role that's assigned to do this list. So if we switch here to the food safety list, notice there's more names here because all of these people have roles that are assigned to do this list. So you can only choose an employee who is actually given that role. And for this demo, only these 4 people are assigned as openers and can do the opening list. Another thing to note is this little lock right here. So let's say I don't want to just make this a one-time assignment. Maybe I want to assign some of these items to Chris and I want him to do them every single day because he's here every single day and these are going to be his responsibilities always when this list repeats. Whether it's daily or weekly, whatever it is, I want him to do it every time this list shows up. Well, if that's the case, I'll choose Chris and I'll click on the lock button here. That will change the assignment mode to permanent instead of temporary. So now this assignment I did earlier is still temporary, but if I make a new assignment, it has a little lock symbol, which means this is now a permanent assignment, and this assignment will stay. The next time this list repeats, these 2 items will still be assigned to Chris, and he'll be the one who has to do them. This temporary one, however, will be open to everybody. Of course, you can undo this. You can simply click the X here if you want to take away this permanent assignment. And of course, it works the same for temporary assignments. You can click the X there to get rid of those assignments. And if you want to switch back to temporary, you simply click the lock again and click yes. And now I'm back in temporary assignments with no lock. So that's how you make and manage assignments on the iPad. Fairly easy, but one thing while we're here in the manage section, there's one other thing that you can do here that's pretty cool. We can actually complete assignments on behalf of an employee. While you're in the manage mode, instead of clicking the assigned box, once you've picked the employee you're completing a task for, you can actually just come here and click the check box. So if I talk to Chris and he says, yeah, I already prepared the dipping wells and started the water, I just did it, I can just check this off for him, and now you see it says completed for Chris Kent. So that can be really useful. So you don't have to actually hand off the iPad. If you know they did it, you can just check it off for them and it will record as if they did it. And that pretty much covers how to make assignments and manage a list on the iPad in Jolt.